Hi guys, welcome to my most tutorials. Today we are having a look at cosine rule. Now when do we use cosine rule? We use it when we're given two sides of the triangle and the included angle. When we're saying included angle, we're simply meaning we have two sides like that and the angle at the center. That's an included angle, right? So now when we are finding the side, when we're looking for a side, these are the formulas that we need to apply. Our general triangle will be in this form, where angle A will go with this side as small letter a, angle B will go with that side as small letter b, and angle C will go with that small letter side as a C, as their side. Okay, so with that being said, now angle side A simply means A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. For B, A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos B. For C, it's C squared is equal to B squared plus A squared minus 2AB cos C. These formulas, you must know them the same way you know 1 plus 1, right? So let's apply this formula on this particular question. How are we going to simplify this one? We want x. So we are simply going to say x squared is equal to 5.2 squared plus 4.5 squared minus 2 times 5.2 times 4.5 cos 58. That's how we'll get our x squared, right? That's how we'll get our value for x. So my calculator, my best friend, let's punch it together. This is 5.2 squared plus 4.5 squared minus a 2 open bracket, 5.2 close bracket, open another bracket, 4.5 close bracket. Then I click my cos 58. It's very important that you punch your calculator correctly. I'm getting my value for x squared as a 22.489. It's a very long decimal. I'll leave it like that for now. But remember, we need the value for x, so it simply means this is the square root of 22.489. Just take note, I did not delete my answer here, so I'll simply say square root of my answer, which is a 4.74. My value for x is going to be 4.74. Round it off to one decimal place. My x value is just 4.7. Okay, my x value, it's just a 4.7. Okay, so now let's move on to calculating the missing angle using the cosine rule. Which formula do we use? So let's say we want our cos A, our missing angle is A. We simply say it's equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared all over 2BC. Excuse me, cos B, we'll say A squared plus C squared minus B squared all over 2AC. Take note, if it's cos B, we are subtracting B squared. Cos C, we are subtracting C squared. Cos A, we are subtracting an A squared there. Take note of that. Okay, so now let's try and answer these following questions, where we are required to calculate the missing sides, the missing angles and sides. Okay, you guys will need to try number 3 on your own and see if you can apply the concepts that we have learned today. Okay, but I'll do 1 and 2 with you. So for 1, we want the missing side there, so we'll simply say x squared is equal to 13 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 13 times 10 cos 50. So now our x squared is equal to, let's punch it, what's 13 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 13 times 10 cos 50. We are getting a 101.875. It's a very long decimal. I'll leave it as it is, but take note, I'm not deleting anything on my calculator, So my x is equal to the square root of 101.875. So I'll just say square root of my answer. And then I'm getting my answer for x as 10.1, correct to 1 decimal place, right? What about the second one? They want us to find theta. What are we going to do? So we'll say cos theta is equal to 12 squared plus 20 squared minus 15 squared. Take note, I'm subtracting that one. All over 2 times 12 times 20. Okay. So cos theta is equal to, let's punch that, 12 squared plus 20 squared minus 15 squared all over 2 times 12 times 20. What are we getting? We are getting a 319 over a 480. Yes, 319 over 480. So our theta is actually cos 319 over 480. So I'll just say shift cos my answer, close bracket, and then I get my solution for theta as a 48.34. So theta is equal to 48.3. Okay. Hopefully you guys were following. And then try and do the last question on your own and see if you are going to be able to apply the concepts that we have learned so far on cosine rule. Okay, so the last part, which is very, very important, is to know when must I use cosine rule and when must I use sine rule. Okay, we will always use sine rule when we have two sides and an included angle. Two sides and an included angle is something like this. These are the sides and the included angle would be at the center there. And when we are finding angles, how are we going to know that we should use cosine rule? They will give you all the three sides, right? Your triangle will be given all the three sides. You know, you'll be given ABC. Then they ask you to find an angle. Just know that you need to apply cosine rule. Then how do I know that I need to apply sine rule? When you are looking for the sides, you will realize that you will be given two angles in any side, right? It's just any. It's not the included angle like right? As for angles, they will give you two sides and an angle. Two sides and an angle. Take note of these conditions. They are very, very important in helping you which one to choose between sine rule and cosine rule in a particular